Hello, boys and girls, this is Pig Heart Boy, Chapter 12, The Clinic. I sat down on the edge of my single bed and looked around my new room. It was more like a hotel room than a hospital room. There was a television in one corner and a fridge in another. I had my own bathroom, and there was even a wardrobe. It was certainly different to all the NHS hospital wards and rooms I'd stayed in before now. So this was what it was like to go into a private hospital. It must be brilliant to have lots of money. I glanced towards the door of my room, wondering what was going on outside. Dr. Bryce had asked my parents to step outside for a word, and they'd been gone at least 10 minutes. Part of me couldn't help resenting the fact that the doctor was discussing things about me, but not with me. I tilted my head back and closed my eyes. Truth to tell, I didn't want to be alone. Not now. Not with only a few days left before my operation. I didn't like feeling like this. I felt like a baby, but I couldn't help it. This time next week it would all be over, one way or another. Stop it, I told myself fiercely. I had to believe that everything would be fine. I had to have faith. If I didn't believe it, then it wouldn't happen. Just at that moment, the door opened. Mum entered the room, followed by Dr. Bryce, Dr. Elrich, and Dad. Mum smiled. Hi, dear. Are you okay? I nodded eagerly, glad to see them. We were just having a discussion about whether or not you should be allowed to keep your camcorder with you, said Mum. I frowned. Yes, I definitely want it with me. Cameron, that's a little difficult. Dr. Bryce looked concerned. For the first few days after the operation, you won't be in here. You'll be in intensive care. We have to be very careful that you don't pick up any infections. I want my camcorder, I insisted. You'll be too weak to use it. I still want it with me. Maybe one of the nurses could hold it while I talk to Alex. Cameron, I don't want things to be difficult. Please, Dr. Bryce, that's one of the things I've been most looking forward to, telling Alex how I'm feeling and that I'm still standing. Please. Dr. Bryce studied me long and hard. Very well then, I'll see what I can do. I beamed at him. Thanks. I haven't promised anything, he said quickly. I know, I smiled again, knowing that I'd won. A trace of a smile flitted across the doctor's face. I'll leave you to settle in. I'll see you in about an hour, Cameron. More tests? More tests, he confirmed. During the last week, I'd had more tests at my local hospital than I could count. Blood tests, urine tests, allergy tests. They'd even tested my number twos. I'd been hooked up to some strange-looking machine called an ECG, or an electrocardiogram, so they could monitor my heart. I'd had dye pumped into me and so many x-rays taken of my chest. I was surprised I didn't glow in the dark. And now I'd have more tests coming. Still, as long as the tests meant the operation would work. How soon after the operation do you reckon I can go home? You'll be in intensive care for a while, and then we'll keep you in a bit longer than normal to make sure that everything is exactly as it should be. I don't really want to state a specific time at this stage. I wouldn't want to give you a timetable, and then something happens and we can't keep to it. That would only make your parents worry. We'll play it by ear. I think we'll all know when you're well enough to go home. And that was his long-winded way of saying that he didn't know. I still had 1001 questions, but all at once I didn't want to ask any of them. Not one. I'd ask them after the operation, not before. I waited until my eyes were open and the operation was behind me, and I had all the time in the world. Hello, Marlon. Cam, what's happening? I came round to your house, but no one was there, and then I phoned the hospital and you weren't there either. Marlon's tone was close to frantic. I smiled. Marlon, calm down. It's not funny, Marlon snapped at me. He could obviously hear the smile in my tone of voice. I've been really worried. Sorry, Marlon really was a worrywart, what Nan would call a fuss budget. Where are you? I wasn't sure what to say. I'm in hospital. But they told me you weren't. I thought you... Marlon's voice was all funny and choked. Can I come and see you? Marlon, I'm not in the local hospital. Where are you then? I'm in a private hospital. I lowered my voice, casting a guilty eye towards the door. I'm going to have my heart operation tomorrow. Silence. Hello? I wondered if we'd been cut off. Marlon? You're having the transplant tomorrow, Marlon whispered. Yes. And you're only telling me now, the day before. Well, I didn't know the exact date myself until recently. Dr. Bryce told all of us not to tell a soul, but I know I can trust you. You're having your heart transplant tomorrow, Marlon repeated, stunned. Yeah, weird, isn't it? Did they find a donor? Nope. So this is going to be from a pig? Marlon's voice was getting quieter and quieter. That's right. Silence. Marlon, Stop fading out on me, I said testily. Aren't you scared? A little bit anxious, I shrugged. But it's simple. I have to choose between living and dying, and I choose to live. Besides, I know it's going to work. This time next week, I'll be fine and fighting fit. You're not going to change your mind? Of course not. What kind of question is that? But what if it doesn't work? Marlon asked unhappily. It'll work, and even if it doesn't, at least I will have tried. And if I have to do it all over again, I'll do the same thing tomorrow. You would? In a hot New York second, I smiled, so wish me luck. Good luck. A strange silence echoed between us. I thought Marlon would find more to say, but I was mistaken. I wanted to say more, but though the words tumbled around in my head, they refused to form a proper sentence and come out. Besides, I didn't want to get all mushy and gushy. Anyway, I'll talk to you after the operation. Can I come and see you after the operation? I don't think so. I don't think Dr. Bryce will allow it, to be honest, I admitted. But I tell you what, I'll ask him once I'm out of intensive care. Do you promise? Because I want to see you, Marlon persisted. I promise. I'll phone you after the operation and I'll let you know what happened. Make sure you do. I'll be waiting, he replied. So I'll see you? Yeah, bye. Bye, Marlon. I put the phone down. I had no idea why I'd done that. I wanted to speak to Marlon, but I'd ended up saying none of the things I'd wanted to say. But I felt strangely better. Someone outside my family and outside this clinic knew what was happening to me, and it made it seem all the more real somehow. Dr. Bryce, Dr. Elric, and this whole clinic, I could have dreamt the lot. Somehow it felt as if I was in the middle of a dream. The whole idea was bizarre enough to be a dream. The only trouble was, I didn't know whether or not I wanted to wake up yet. Well, Alex, here I am. This is my last message before the operation. I'm at Dr. Bryce's clinic now. I had a big breakfast, which is just as well, because Dr. Bryce has just told me that I can't have anything else to eat until after the operation. At first, I was a bit put out about that, but just between you and me, my appetite has vanished. To be honest, I don't think I could eat anything else. Come 8 o'clock tonight, I'll probably have changed my mind. But then again, I don't think so. So, here I am, setting off on my journey into the unknown. I keep telling myself it's an adventure. Thousands of people around the world have heart transplants and do very nicely, thank you. So why shouldn't I be one of them? And with all the anti-rejection drugs I'll be taking, it doesn't matter that my new heart was in a pig rather than a human first. My body won't know the difference, and that's what counts. I keep telling myself not to worry. I'll be fine. But I'm scared. There, I've said it. I'm not just scared. I'm petrified. My stomach feels as if my breakfast is trying to smash its way out. Come on, Cameron, that's enough. Alex, one day you and I will watch this bit of my clips and we'll both smile at how silly I was to worry. I can't wait for that. I wish it was tomorrow. No, I wish it was the day after tomorrow. I've never wished my time away before. I want Mum and Dad to hug me, but if I asked them, they'd know something was wrong. How can I tell them that the only thing wrong with me is that I'm so scared I want to cry? They'd think I was a real baby, and then they'd both start worrying about me worrying, and then we'd all be upset. So, until after the operation, I'll smile at everyone who comes into the room until my jaw aches, and if I feel like I'm about to blub, I'll go into the bathroom and lock the door. Grown-ups do that all the time. Maybe I'm more grown-up than I ever thought. Oh, I'm crying now. Wait a minute, I need to go to the bathroom. That's better. This tissue isn't soggy because I've been crying into it. I did blow my nose, honest. Alex, I hope you don't ever have to go through this. But you won't. I know you won't. You'll be born fighting fit and healthy enough for the both of us. But what am I wittering on about? I'll soon be healthy and fit myself. We are going to have such fun. I can't wait.